In the last few years, I've resold hundreds of products and pocketed tens of thousands of dollars in cash. But it didn't start that way. So here's what I wish I knew on day one. Starting with the 3 mistakes I made early on that almost made me stop reselling altogether. Number 1, focusing only on the things that I liked. I was only focused on trying to buy and sell products that I personally liked. And that's the instinctual feeling that we probably all have towards reselling. When we think of what should I buy to resell, you're going to think of things that you would buy, which the things that I was interested in were like random gadgets and electronics at the time. If you watched my other video, you would know those do not sell well locally at all. You just get a ton of lowballers. You get people that want to meet really far away, and it's not worth your time, and your sales are just very slow. Gadgets and electronics may work if you're dropshipping or selling them on eBay, but in the local market, you are getting a lot of bargain hunters. Number 2, following online trends. I was getting really caught up in the whole Gary Vee at the time, and I was seeing people saying, hey, buy clothes, buy sneakers, resell them, buy the big apparel brand names, and you're going to make a lot of money. Well, you could theoretically do that and you would make good money on Depop and eBay, but that's not the route that I wanted to go down on. But that's not the route I wanted to go down. I just wanted to really focus on reselling locally, and that's where I went wrong. As people locally, when they see sneakers, they're going to be the ones that are trying to resell them on StockX, Depop, whatever. So they're going to really lowball you. Or a few times I've had it happen where they just don't show up, and it's discouraging. It sucks. And same thing for the clothes, but in a different manner. People aren't trying to buy clothes from you to resell them. They just want clothes for cheap. They just want to kind of was stuck hundreds of dollars down the hole spent on clothes and sneakers that I just couldn't resell for a profit. And the third biggest mistake that I made was being afraid to sell big products. Think furniture, TVs, grills, etc. Anything big is usually very profitable. The reason being is most people just want to get rid of them quick. They don't want to store it. They're selling it for a reason. And a lot of people wait till the last minute when they're moving, and they just need it gone ASAP. And for example, the desk I'm sitting at goes for $400 at Costco, but my wife found it for $50 and got it for me. Probably my favorite gift she got me. But the real problem was I was scared of storing big things because I thought, what if I had them and I couldn't sell them? My first furniture piece that I ended up buying was a teakwood dining table that someone was selling at a garage sale, and for some reason it was still there at the end of the day. And so the lady just wanted to get rid of it, and she took $10 for it. I knew teakwood tables were worth a lot. I didn't really want to sell furniture, but just within a few days, I sold that table for $200. And that's when it really clicked that the big items have a lot of potential. Now, if you want a full deep dive on avoiding the pitfalls of local reselling, I have a full profitability guide for you linked in the top of the description below. Now, the real turning point that changed everything for me was the realization that the more products I tested, the more likely I was to succeed. And with those winning products, I could sell them over and over and over again. Let me break that down for you into the core lessons for long-term success. Test wide, test often. The more products you test, the more opportunities you'll find for profit. It's as simple as that. Do not overthink it. Worst case scenario, you lose a little bit of money, but if you get a lot of messages about the product, you've got yourself a winner. When you find that gold mine product that you're getting dozens of messages about, that's when you have a long-term winner. Double down on that product, get more units, keep that listing up, and you could even make multiple listings, optimize the listing, and that will sustain for a decent amount of time. Pickup only. When I first started reselling, I would meet people halfway, or I would try to deliver to get the sale. But that was eating up a lot of my time and my energy that I could be spending on other things. Your time is more valuable than a quicker sale. If you're getting messages about the product, that product is going to sell regardless of whether you deliver it or not. You're going to find somebody that is going to come and pick it up from you. But luckily, most people do understand that when you are the one buying something, you should be the one going over there to pick it up. By doing this, you'll avoid 80% of the people that run late, whether it's intentionally or not. It's a waste of your time. And if you do really want to deliver, you could charge for delivery, whatever you think that your time is worth based on how far away they are. Only time I ever bring anything to anyone anymore is if they're old and I just want to do something nice for an elderly person. But outside of that, I don't even take extra money for deliveries anymore. And something that gets overlooked a lot I don't know why people don't really talk about this. Your reputation matters locally, whether you like it or not. That is just part of local reselling. If you are wanting to turn this into a sustainable long-term business, the people that are buying from you are likely going to be potential repeat customers. There's a finite amount of people that live in your area, and if you mess up your relationship with them, and they start posting about you in Facebook groups negatively, screenshotting your posts or what you said to them, you're going to have people just avoiding you, reporting you. Your listings are going to get shadow banned. And anytime you post in those local groups, you might even get banned from the groups, especially if you're mean to an old lady admin. That's what they usually are. So remember, be kind, be respectful, and you're going to have people coming back to happily buy from you again. And they won't even haggle on the price because they know they had a good experience with you. They would just rather have another good experience. That is the most important lessons I have for you from years of local reselling. If you want to keep learning, check out this video that YouTube thinks you should watch next.